This is a seemingly untrue yet very real story of a ghost of a girl who has been following me my whole life. It all started when I was around 10. My younger brother and I were up past our bedtime as young kids do. As we play around, we look around to the field outside our house to see a girl on the far side standing next to a football post. Her hair, black and hanging down past her face. She wore a ragged white nightgown with torn parts on the lower half. No shoes or socks. We stared out to her for a while. She stood still, motionless. My goosebumps began to stand every hair on my body, the same ones I feel now as I tell the story. We look away, scared, hiding behind the wall. We look back once again to see she had gotten closer to our house. A panic filled our room as we proceeded to hide once again. Unsure on what to do, we decided to look back once again. She got closer. Should we dare to look back for another time after hiding? We did. For some dumb reason we kept doing this. We was petrified yet drawn to it. For the final time, she made her way outside the fence of our house. We saw her standing there pale. I was too young to realize the demonic aura I noticed further in the stories. We looked back for the final time. She disappeared. No trace until 3 to 4 years had passed. She was out of sight, out of mind. October had came around and I was playing GTA V on my Xbox 360 at the time. When driving around, I noticed an unusual figure in an alleyway. It was blurred and distorted. I thought nothing of it. My friend R, 14, had invited me around his house shortly after for a Halloween party. In front of his house was an abandoned one. We had history seeing creepy things in this house. Doors opening and closing by themselves. Weird faces in a window. The night continued as usual. Music, food and great vibes. In my friend's room, we looked from his window over to the house. We felt the same creepy aura we always have. Suddenly I'm called to go home. Upon leaving the house, I was saying my goodbyes to my friend and another guest. Turning my head to see the heavy glass door of the rundown house, we watched as it slid open by itself. The front of the house was glass, so we could see clearly. Nothing could move it. We made a laugh of it. How did that happen? But in reality, I had to go home, alone. On my journey home, I looked down yet another alleyway to see the same distorted figure. I heard a ringing sound in my ear and got scared, sprinting home and hiding myself in my bed for the rest of the night. This is the scariest part. My friend and I barely made a mention of the events that had taken place, but we both knew it was on our minds. Many months more had passed. Being kids, my brother, my friend and myself stayed out late one night. We played around with a shopping cart that someone had left on the field. As we joked around, we pretend there was a ghost in the cart and we was playing fighting it, pretending to beat it up. We was having a good laugh until an atmosphere change. I feel something watching me, Neo, my friend said out of nowhere. I feel something watching me. We all agreed something had changed, but what? We looked around the field as a joke, looking for things that could be watching us. At windows, in alleyways, but nothing. We looked everywhere, until we looked at my own house. In my bedroom, we saw the girl again. Her hand was pressed against the window and she looked just as I remembered, but this time worse. I never felt so much panic in my life. It began running its fingers down the window and hiding its head, popping back up again every few seconds, like playing peekaboo. How was she in my room? We banged on the door and got my older sister to take a look. She saw the same thing as us. Conflicted on what to do, we all ran upstairs to my room. My younger sister and mother had fallen asleep on my bed and the girl had disappeared. My room was lit. We could see it wasn't either one of them. My mom being blonde and my sister ginger, neither with hair as long as that. Where did she go? What was it? So many questions. All I know is I fear her the same way I did on that very day. From being 13 years old, 6 years later.